Lads and ladies, welcome to a new video, and today it is League 1 and League 2 Game Week 2 predictions. Now I'm looking forward to doing this as usual, so let's not mess about with this intro, let's just get straight into it, starting off with Thursday night. Let's get into it. So Thursday night then, we start off with Port Vale against Cardiff City. Now let's start with Port Vale. They lost 2-1 to Rotherham last weekend, and I thought they were unlucky. With Cardiff, they beat Peterborough 2-1. They were 1-0 down in the first half and then got back into it with an amazing free kick, like I said in my EFL review. If you've not watched it, go back and watch it. So for me, for this game, I'm going to go for a Cardiff win. I think they'll win this game. I think it'll be quite tight though. I think I'm going to go for 2-1 to Cardiff, but I think they'll just get it over the line. Next up, Peterborough against Luton Town, a 12:30 kickoff in the UK. Here it's 1:30 kickoff. Peterborough lost 2-1 to Cardiff, and Cardiff were very good, and for Peterborough, you couldn't really do much, could you? Luton, they should have really done more against Wimbledon. Yes, they still won, but it was thanks to an own goal that won them the game. But you know what? I can see Luton thrashing Peterborough, genuinely. I can honestly see him absolutely battering him. So for me, I'm going to say 3-0 Luton. Next, 12:30 kickoff, Reading against Huddersfield. Reading lost 2-0 last weekend to Lincoln. They were pretty battered, to be fair, Reading. They were very lucky in some parts. I think didn't they get a goal that chucked offside, I think it were anyway. They obviously, like I said, lost to Lincoln. Huddersfield were very dominant, won 3-0 against Leyton Orient. Definitely weren't expecting that. I thought that would be a much tighter game, despite Leyton Orient definitely did have their chances. But for me, I think this will be another tight game, so I'm going to go for 1-0 Huddersfield. Next game then, the start of the 3:00 kickoffs, AFC Wimbledon against Lincoln City. As I've said with Wimbledon, they lost 1-0 to Luton, and fair play to them because they did play well defensively despite they lost. Lincoln, I do say it every time, they're a side that sometimes they go on a winning run, sometimes they go on a losing run, so you don't really know how they're going to do. But I think they'll win against Wimbledon. Again, it'll be another tight game. 2-1 Lincoln. Next up then, Barnsley against Burton. Barnsley were very strong against Plymouth away from home with a 3-1 win despite a red card, while Burton beat Mansfield, so fair play to them. But I'm not sure about this game because last season, I'm taking this into account for last season, Barnsley weren't very good at home last season, so that's why I kind of think Barnsley may not win this game because of it. I don't know what Barnsley fans, I don't know what you think about that, but considering the way you played at home last season, and I've no idea whether it's going to continue into this season, I just think Burton might win, you know. I can just see Burton winning this game, I don't know why. I've just got a feeling. I think Burton will win 1-0 for me. I'm saying 1-0 Burton. Next up then, Bolton against Plymouth. This is a tough game to predict, you know. Bolton lost 2-0 to Stockport, but Stockport very good. Plymouth also lost 3-1 to Barnsley. I don't know how, again, these games are tough, you know. They are tough. Obviously Plymouth were relegated last season, but they had an awful manager from the start of last season, so they couldn't really do much. But Bolton were awful last season, so I just don't really know where to go with this game. Home advantage for me. I'm going to go Bolton to win 2-1. Next game then, Exeter against Blackpool. Exeter lost 1-0 to Donny, and I just don't think they were good, Exeter, at all against Donny. I'm surprised Donny didn't score more. I'll speak about Doncaster in a bit. Blackpool lost 3-2 to Stevenage. I don't know how they lost that game. But Stevenage, they aren't a bad side, and again, I will talk about Stevenage in a bit. In terms of this game, I think Exeter might do it. I think they'll make up for their bad result at the weekend, and I'm going to say it'll be a gritty one. Exeter will concede, but I'm going to go 2-1 Exeter. Next game, Leyton Orient against Wigan. Now, Leyton Orient were absolutely dominated by Huddersfield. Wigan got a easy 3-1 win against Northampton. I can see this going one way, and that's for me is Wigan. Despite I did predict Leyton Orient to win 4-1 against Huddersfield. Don't know why I did that. You know what? For me, I think Wigan might actually win this game. Do you know what? I'm going to say easily. I'll probably be wrong, but I'm going to say 2-0 to Wigan. 2-0 to Wigan. Next game, Mansfield against Doncaster. Mansfield lost 2-1 to Burton. They're just awful, Mansfield. Considering the amount of injuries they've got and the players they've let go, it really doesn't help the cause, does it? Donny beat Exeter 1-0. They should, like I said earlier, they should have scored more. But you know what? Donny, you're going to absolutely thrash Mansfield. 4-1 for me. 4-1 Donny. Northampton against Bradford next. Northampton were battered against Wigan. They were shocking. Bradford were incredible against Wycombe. Fair play to them for winning 2-1. And I think Bradford will get their second win on the bounce. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Bradford. Next up then, Stevenage against Rotherham. This is a really tough game to call. Both teams won last week. It's a fair, hard-fought win against Blackpool for Stevenage, and then Rotherham with a 2-1 win over Port Vale. So I'm going to go with my first draw of the evening. For me, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I can see there being 4 goals in this game for me. There's no games on Sunday, so final game of League One to predict then is Wycombe against Stockport. Wycombe are just awful. Mike Dodds is the new manager. He's awful. They've lost most of their squad already due to injuries, and just Kone's probably going as well. Stockport, they did really well against Bolton, and I can see them carrying on this run, and I can see it being pretty easy as well for Stockport. I'm going to go 3-0 to Stockport for me. So moving swiftly on to League 2, and we start off with another 12:30 kickoff. Notts County against Salford. Notts County drew against Newport 1-1, and it was quite a boring game to be honest. And Salford surprisingly lost 3-1 to Crewe. It's a tough game to call, and considering I had Salford as my League 2 champions, I probably should be predicting these to win. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to predict Salford to win 2-1. But despite that, Notts County I think are quite good at home. So it could be tough for Salford, but I think they'll come out with a win for me. Next up then, another 12:30 kickoff. Tranmere against Shrewsbury. Both teams drew last week. Very boring games. Though, were they boring? Well, Shrewsbury probably were boring. But I'm not sure about Colchester Tranmere. I did watch a little bit of the game. And in terms of my prediction, it'll be tough for both teams, but Tranmere are good at home. They've got some decent fans, so 2-1 Tranmere for me. Next 3:00 kickoffs then, Barrow against MK Dons. Barrow lost 1-0 to Chesterfield, and MK Dons drew 0-0 to Oldham. For me, I think MK Dons may come on top with this game. I'm going to go for 1-0 to MK Dons for me. Next up then, Bromley against Barnet. Now, Bromley obviously were promoted last season. Not last season, the season before, sorry. And obviously Barnet were promoted last season. So, a bit of a London rivalry, you could say. Both of these teams are from London, I believe. So, this will be a close game, I think. I think it will be a close game. Obviously, like I said, Bromley, they drew to Shrewsbury 0-0. Barnet lost 2-0 to Fleetwood. So I can see Bromley just winning this game. I think it will be 1-0. I'm going 1-0 to Bromley for me. Next up, Cheltenham against Chesterfield. Cheltenham lost 1-0 to Cambridge last week. Chesterfield came out with a 1-0 win against Barrow. I'm not sure about this for Chesterfield. I can see Cheltenham winning this game. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Cheltenham. Next up, Crawley against Newport. Both of these teams were pretty dire last week, especially Crawley losing 3-0 to Grimsby. Newport obviously drew to Notts County 1-1. But I think Crawley will make up for it, so I'm going to go for 2-0 to Crawley. Next, Fleetwood against Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers lost 1-0 to Harrogate. Fleetwood beat Barnet by 2-0. And I can see Fleetwood probably battering Bristol Rovers. They were shocking last week. Didn't really do much. So Fleetwood, yeah, you're going to smash them. I'm going to go... Again, 2-0 Fleetwood for me. Gillingham against Walsall. Gillingham drew 1-1 to Accrington, and while Walsall beat Swindon 2-1. It was quite tough for Walsall, but they got it over the line anyway. For me, I can see this being a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up then, Crewe against Accrington. Crewe beat Salford 3-1, so well done to them. It was very dominant from Crewe. Because obviously Salford missed that penalty, which means... And then this Salford scored an own goal, which means Crewe could, dominate that game, which they did. Accrington drew against Gillingham. If you've been watching the Cup, obviously Accrington beat Oldham 3-1 in the Cup, if you watched that last night. But I'm not going to take that into account, to be honest. I'm not really bothered about the FL Cup. So, well, I say that. I'm still going to predict Accrington to win, actually. So, it's going to be tight, but I'll go for 2-1 to Accrington. Next up, Harrogate against Grimsby. Harrogate beat Bristol Rovers 1-0. Well done to them. Grimsby were dominant against Crawley with a 3-0 win. That's because Crawley were absolutely awful. For me, this will be an easy win for Harrogate, in my opinion. Despite Grimsby did well, I think Harrogate might do even better. They'll be even stronger. I will go for 2-0 to Harrogate. Next up, Oldham against Colchester. It's first home game of the season for Oldham. And I think these will win because they are very dominant at Boundary Park. It's a very tough place to go. So I can honestly see them beating Colchester. They drew MK Dons in the first game of the season 0-0. And obviously, like I said, with the Cup, we don't care about the EFL Cup. We really don't on this channel. Colchester drew to Tranmere, so for me, I'm going for Oldham to win. You know what? 3-1 Oldham. Final game then, Swindon against Cambridge. Swindon lost to Walsall last week, while Cambridge beat Cheltenham 1-0. So, good result for Cambridge, and I think this will carry on into this weekend as well. I think Cambridge will win. 2 wins on the bounce for Cambridge. I'm going to go for... We'll go 1-0 Cambridge. So I hope you lads and ladies did enjoy League 1 and League 2 prediction for Game Week 2. We'll be doing Championship predictions tomorrow, so look out for that video. I hope you lads and ladies did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.